Well, good morning, my crafty friends. It's Bella here from RachandBellaCrafts, and I'm in my crafty studio. Well, what am I up to today? Can you guess? I'm making a new journal, aren't I? I put up my the one with the topper on, and that's just gone now because the Royal Mail has just collected it from the house, which I was thrilled to bits about. So I can relax now and think about my next project, which is going to be another prayer journal, but I'm going to be doing two again, and the other one is, let me nip over and get the papers. Wait a minute, I am here. I'm so sorry, I'm back. I thought I was prepared and I'm not. I just want to show you, these are the new kit by Rachel from RachandBellaCrafts. Let me find that one. And I confess I've forgotten the name of it because it's Welsh, so it's not on here, Rach, anywhere, so I can't say it. But if you go on to Rachel from RachandBellaCrafts Etsy shop, or coffee is better because we're now using coffee more, and I think before long I'll be dropping out of Etsy. I've just prepared a parcel now, and well, everything is just beyond a joke. But let's forget about that. But anyway, this is the other one I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be well, vintage, I would say. It's going to be a vintage journal and a bit of shabby chic, I think. But I haven't really got my head around this yet. I'm pondering how big, how small, how thick, how wide. That's what's going through my mind at the moment. All right. But this one I have made a start this morning because I love Ruby and Pearl's papers, and I always try and use either Ruby and Pearl or Nana's Roses from Rachel from RachandBellaCrafts Etsy shop to make my prayer journal. Sorry, I'm bumbling a bit, aren't I? Sorry. Anyway, so these are the papers, and I've done them back and front. And do you know what? I'm so chuffed. And it's funny because I don't really need it now. When you don't need something, it happens, doesn't it? I've actually not had the white border on these for the first time ever. And that was on Heather's from Ruby and Pearl XO. Aren't they gorgeous? They're brilliant. But if I was making a big journal, or even if I was making one like that, they would be fabulous now because there's no white around the edge. But I have decided to go with, and I've got out all my books this morning, not all of them, because I've got hundreds. Small books, because I like making small books. And I've gone with this one because it feels, when you're making a prayer journal, it has to feel right. And I think this size, I was going to go with that one. But that one, it's a lovely cover, and that's Pride and Prejudice. These are just a little bit bigger than what I wanted to make today, but they are a lovely size as well. And also I'm thinking of postage because I have to say, I'm shutting my laptop a moment, I have to say that nearly all my journals end up going to the USA, and I have to consider how heavy they are. Okay, so and this is really light, it's lovely. So I'm going to show you how I got it in a minute, because it's already, I didn't do that, it was already like that. So I've got no qualms about this. Little Lord Fauntleroy, this is. All right, in case you're wondering what it says on there. And where's it? Let's see. And that was from a library. Look, there we are, Little Lord Fauntleroy. I can't pronounce it properly, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So they're the papers. That's the book I've chosen. I've just been looking out some beautiful complementary papers to go in it. I've got some tracing paper there, which I may or may not coffee dye. I think with this, I think I may leave it. I'm looking at Heather's papers. I may leave it just as it is. I'll see. I might just splatter it a little bit. That's just an odd one I found. So I can get 2 pages out of that one. This is out of a book that I've acquired. And isn't it super? Now I can get lots of pages out of that, can't I? So I've got 2 sheets of those. plus Heather's papers, and I've got 6 sheets of copy paper. So that's where I've started. I'll probably find more because I want to put some biblical things in like I usually do. You know what I mean, don't you? Out of the Christian books. And I've got some of Rose's lovely books, ephemera, that you've sent me. So I'm going to try and find a home for some of that today as well. So that's that, and that's the book. So I'll put that down there. I've also got some beautiful handmade papers that I get from my art shop. And I love this one. It's quite thin, but I shall be using that on the ephemera as well. And this is lovely. And there's a green there as well. So I've got quite a bit there. And this is lovely. It's got petals on. So I shall be using that in the journal as well. I haven't cut that up because I wanted you to see. And they're quite big because they don't fit in the camera. So I'll stand those up on end down there for a moment. This is what I'm going to put on the cover, I should say. This beautiful material, which I love. And I've got plenty there to play with. So it's only tiny. So I'm going to try and use... Rachel loves those. They're hydrangeas, aren't they? Now looking at that there... has just caught my eye, and I think because they put holes in them, don't they, where they hang them up. So I'm thinking, let me open it up. Yes, that's fine. I think I got enough space there to go around the edge, cut that off. But I was thinking of these lovely flowers. Look, so that's my train of thought this morning. I know you all like to know how we crafters think. Well, some of you do, and this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm planning. And this is how I go about choosing my materials. It's a shame that's so far down there, but that's just the way it is. I don't have to tuck it over because it does make it a bit thicker. I could take it to the edge and it could be a frayed edge, and then I'm going to line it then with some... Oh, looking at this now, this is what I take out of the book, the fronts of these books. And these are beautiful papers. I might even consider that. We'll see. Or I might even consider a pretty one. That I haven't sorted out yet, what I'm putting on the inside of the cover, okay? So that's going with that. So that's that. Now I was just going to show you, this came out of a book. And I was just playing with the idea. It's a shame I'd have to line that. I was thinking of putting, you know, a bookmarker in there. And I was going to make that into something. So I'm saving that because you won't see that the book is red because that will be covered up hopefully. And I thought it would go with these papers that I'm using. See what I mean? So that's that. So that's my thought on that. I just found that while I was looking for my books. Now I was just going to show you these. Isn't this gorgeous? See, I could even... If I wanted to get the whole of that in, let me open it out a minute. Because it's just a small book, I could even just choose that bit there if it's so small, because that's quite overwhelming. But it is lovely, look. Isn't that stunning? Trying to keep it on my mat because I know my mat is in view. That would fit on there nicely. So I'm going to think about that, and you'll see that in the next video, what part of this I've chosen. So I'm just going to show you these little books that I've got. These are my own collections, because I am fascinated with little books, as you can see. That's a Christmas one there. I did this last year, I believe. Oh, that's one of my dingle dangles, and that's what I made up with there. Because I'm planning how I'm going to make the journal. I have made the prayer journals with this kind of binding. I have done that, and that's gone. I've sold those. But isn't that a lovely book cover? I mean, some of you might cringe, but I absolutely love the old book covers. The older the better. I'm like Rachel from Roxy Creations. The older the better. This is one of the first ones I made, and this must be about 4 years old now. You can see that. Because it's getting a little bit raggy on the end, but I'm not bothered. I don't care. I really don't care. And this one, I write all my sales down. Actually, I've started another one. I did start writing all my sales in there when I first started, when we lived in the old house. And of course, this got lost, didn't it? So I started putting it into a file of facts. But that's a beautiful little journal. So that's what you can do with these little books. And you can make notebooks out of them. All kinds of things. This one was a gratitude one I did last year. And I didn't put it up for sale. I forgot. I might do it this year, but I don't know. So it's just been sitting on my shelf. So you tell me whether I should or not. That goes there. And she's lovely. She's a sweet little thing. And it's got, and I keep some for ideas as well. You know, just to remind yourself what you can do with your papers. So that's that little one. And you can stuff them quite a lot, really. And it's the spine I should be showing you. Now that, let me measure this for you. If she can find her ruler. I'll have to do it in, no, you like it in inches, don't you? No, I've just been using it and I thought I had it ready. I don't know where it's gone. Sorry. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I am organised. Right. Wrong way. That's a 1.5. And that's more or less the width I use on all of them. I don't tend to do really, really, really big journals. I like something twee. Do you know what that word means, twee? Small, dainty. This was the one I did when the Queen passed away, if you remember, those of you that's been following me a while. There's that lovely lace on there, look. But it's such a nice size. I painted that with gold. I mean, I could paint this. There's lots of ideas that you can do with these old books, lots of ideas. You can cover them or not. You can put lace edging down the side like I've done there, only more lace. But you have to remember they're small, so you can't go over the top with them because you wouldn't have the space. I've got a little cross on there, look. And I've got lovely stamps to go with the prayer journals. I put a doily in there. So this is just an example of the sort of thing I'm going to be making, because I like them to be a bit like this. And this was the Queen. This is for the Queen. My memories of our Queen, our lovely Queen. And I put photographs in there. You've all seen this. The newbies haven't. Welcome, by the way. Thank you for subscribing. It's lovely to have you here. And the journal I sold, it was sold overnight. I was chuffed to beans. The one with the topper. And lady from America, lovely lady. And I thought I'm going to ask where she picked it up, so I know, you know, what platform that I'm selling from. And she was watching my YouTube channel. That's how she came to see it. And I was down the feed. You know the feed you have on the side of your laptop or your iPad, or even, no, you don't get it on your phone. And I was down there and I thought, oh golly, that's nice. So that's how I managed to sell that one. And I've forgotten what I was going to say now. But I was going to say she's a crafter as well. But I forgot to, I did ask her where she was, sorry, I thought somebody was knocking the door then. I did ask her where she saw the, oh, right. I'm going to have to stop the video because my son has just turned up because it's Mother's Day tomorrow. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. It was a bit of a long visit and it was lovely to see my son and my daughter-in-law. So, lovely goodies to have tonight as we're watching something on TV tonight. So thank you both. Anyway, where was I? I was telling you about these small little covers, wasn't I? So here we go. So I'm just finishing off with this, showing you what I've done with this one, and just how flexible and how interesting these little miniature books can be. Well, they're not really miniature, are they? Small books. Miniature would be that big. But there we go. That's just for some inspiration. If you don't know what to do with small books, I'll put that one over there. Now, while I've been waiting to gather my thoughts back together and digest where I've got up to and watch my video, I'm trying to think now, what's the next step? So what I've done whilst waiting and pondering, I've gone ahead and you know those lovely, I'll just briefly show you these papers. I've gone ahead and I found some lovely tissue paper, which is greaseproof paper in this country, we call it. And I've gone ahead and I've cut the pages ready, so they're ready now for me to start doing my signatures. Okay, so there's, I think I'm going to put 2 in because I don't want to put too many signatures in this because it's only tiny. So that's the start. I made a start on the signatures and I cut these ready. And this is from the kit I showed you right at the beginning of Rachel's family history or family album. Let me turn that round. I wanted the straight edge, I think, down there like that. I thought that would go well with the theme, and it blends in well there with, and if I do wrap this over, I think that will go fine with that. There's no way of doing it now with, oh yes I can. So if I do wrap that over, that will be on the top of that, so I think that will be fine. And I think I may do that. It depends how thick this is. I'm not sure. I don't think I'd mind the red actually. I know there's a lot of green and blue in this. That's the only thing with these papers. That was the only thing I was thinking. But if I don't put anything blue near the front, I think I should be okay. You know, with the opening pages, I mean. I think that would go nicely on there. Or even that. That would be nice as a first page. So there's still a lot to consider, a lot to think about. I need to go and find my biblical or scriptural or whatever bits and pieces to add to the signatures. And I shall be back tomorrow and I shall show you how far I've got. So just finishing off this now, and I hope you all have a good day. And for those in Britain, I hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day tomorrow. And look after yourselves. And thank you for watching. And thank you for all your lovely comments. Take care, everybody. And I shall speak to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.